WT6. This is Heartland Focus.
Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to Heartland Focus. I'm your host, Tim Clark. Today, I decided just really to talk about really what's happening in the Heartland and really what's happening in this country as well. But mostly want to just talk about some of the events that's coming up. I know that a lot of folks are really excited about what's happening with Native Omaha Day's celebration. And basically that's, for folks that don't know what that is every 2 years there is a kind of a coming home type celebration of folks that once lived here from Omaha, and particularly North Omaha, that they come back and celebrate. They come back and celebrate. There's picnics, there's gatherings, there's reunions, high school reunions. There's just a whole lot of stuff that happens really for the namesake of Native Omaha Day's celebration. And that's what it is. And so you got people doing things all over the city, in North Omaha. Some of it is out of North Omaha. And there's just an array of different events that from a parade on Saturday morning, you got a parade, there's meet and greets, the Great Plains Black Museum, as you can see on the screen. There's a lot of different events that's taking place there's a concert that's taking place on Saturday. But there's a lot of stuff outside of what you see there that's taking place as well. You got events taking place at 75 North, the Highlander. There's a new spot there where you're gonna have some things going on. You got a golf classic that's taking place on Friday morning, Jazz at the Greens. The Butler Gas YMCA is doing some things as well. You can see there, Jazz on the Green, and you have the Express Yourself party that's gonna be taking place on the river. At the Revive Center, there's some things going on. There's an all-white party. The list goes on and on and on and on. But that's just, I would go on social media. There's a lot of other events going on outside of what you see there on that screen there. There's a lot of other things taking place. And so here's the thing. Here's my thing. It's a fun, festive event for a week. I think it starts Tuesday, Wednesday, and it's going to go through the weekend. They have a church deal that's going on at Morning Star Baptist Church on Wednesday night. And there's a lot of things going on. And so, what we have to really focus on is just how do we collectively make sure it's a safe but fun experience for all, and not allowing the few folks that choose to go negative and do crazy things. We have to deal with them accordingly. You do the crime, you do the time. We come and get you, and that should be the mindset. But we create an environment that we do not create hardship because of few bad apples. We get rid of those bad apples and we deal with that situation. But majority of the people are assimilating for positive social interaction, right? And that's the majority. It's that small minority that causes the pain points. And I think the community, we need to work in collaboration with law enforcement, to make sure we're proactive when it comes to those kind of things. And we know that there's a few folks in there that's agitating. And believe me, people know who the agitators are. And we got to shut them down, because it creates a bad situation for everyone when you allow a very few dictate in terms of just what happens, and everything is locked down and shut down because of those few individuals. So starting today, we're gonna call for no violence. No violence, starting today, and we're gonna take it all the way through Sunday of next week. Not this coming Sunday, but Sunday, I believe it's like the 1st, 30th, 31st. I think it's August 1st or the 2nd. Let's take it no violence. So let's send out the message to the people that we know need to get this message, that we ain't doing that. Let's put it on lockdown, delay it, freeze it, do whatever you got to do. No violence for the next 7 to 8 days. And do what we should be doing anyway. Talk it out, work it out, but don't gun it out. I mean, that's a big, when you take it to where you have to have a gun involved in resolving your conflict. I mean, you're at a point of no return. Once you pull that trigger, you can't retract that bullet. And especially if you're doing some nonsense kind of things where you're just shooting in a crowded area, knowing that you're going to have innocent people be affected by your behavior. That's not right. That's not right. And my condolences to the families that lost loved one due to violence. It's just not fair. It's not right. And I think as a community, as a city, we have to continue to send a message that zero tolerance for that nonsense. And especially when it comes to using, as far as gun violence, it's just not right. It's just not right. I like, in terms of what's happening nationally, as we get closer to some type of infrastructure bill, Nebraska will benefit greatly. I like what the governor is doing with the economic development department, with really concentrating not only the state in terms of pockets, but being very intentional about what needs to take place here in Omaha, Nebraska, with North Omaha. I believe if we have that like-minded attitude as a city, as far as the mayor's office, city council, Douglas County commissioners, and then the governor, of course, the chamber, all these entities that's working around economic development, it's time that we give attention where the need is the most. And that's North Omaha. And if we want crime to go down, we want to be on a path of eliminating poverty, we got to do the work. And I'm not saying that work is not being done. We have to do more. It has to hurt. It has to be sacrificial in terms of just, it needs to hurt a little bit. I think we've been kind of just crawling, and we need to start walking. We need to start, fast walking, turn it into a sprint. We need more resources. More resources have to be allocated to North Omaha. in a way of removing barriers in terms of education is key. How do we support Omaha Public Schools in making sure that we adhere to that the school cannot do it by themselves. It has to be a collective effort. It's like it takes a village to raise a child. African proverb. We have to do that. We got to activate the village. We got to do more. We have to do more in terms of readying a workforce. And we can do that through education. If we put our arms and hands around Omaha Public Schools, we can help get more students prepared for what's next for them. So I love what Dr. Logan is doing for us, the leadership, for us, his pathways, path forward, of really helping students start with the end in mind. Start with doing some Stephen Covey kind of stuff. Start with the end in mind. What's your path? So every student will be put on a path of higher education. What's next for you after high school? And with me representing, being a part of Metro Community College, that is a perfect next step. And so as you look at what's happening with you this fall, we'll talk about really some of those pathways that you can really see yourself in at Metro Community College. Because really what it's about is what we call the H3s. High demand, high skill, high wage. How do we attract more of those type of jobs in our most challenging areas, right? We got to skill up to job up so we can get the kind of salary that we want. We're talking about anywhere from 18 to 25 plus an hour that we begin to move people out of poverty. Metro Community College can play a significant role in helping you navigate that with the programs, hundreds of programs, certifications, 2-year associate degrees. There's no reason why we're not maxing that situation out and challenging that situation and to expand and do more, because the demand is so overwhelming. So if you have a willing spirit, there's help out there for you. There's some great programs, Family Housing and Advisory Service, Teresa Hunter, they're doing an outstanding job. Although they're in transition, the interim ED, Executive Director of the Urban League, Wayne Brown, they have a great team over there. Wayne Brown, the staff, my man TC, Terrence Coleman, they're doing an outstanding job. Boys and Girls Club with the new CEO, Richard Webb, Girls Inc., Roberta Wilhelm. So there's a lot of folks out here doing the work and waking up every day. The Empowerment Network, the 100 Black Men of Omaha. So I wanted to spend some time there because I think it's important as we look at how do we spin out of some of these negative things that are taking place in our community. I think we educate and skill our way out. We got to focus on more skills and increasing our skill levels so we can increase our job level and our wage level. We're going to take a little break. When I come back, we're going to talk about some of these great events taking place in the Heartland. Stay with me. I'll be right back. Yeah. Hey, welcome back to Heartland Focus. Hey, before we get into some of the events again, I want to just remind you, Metropolitan Community College, you want to skill up the job up so you can money up, to increase your hourly wage. You got to get a skill. We are in a place where we are driven, the workforce is driven by skill. So those days are over for being a generalist and and just getting a degree and don't know. People want to be able to hire skill, value for value in terms of what can you bring to the table that you are a subject matter expert. So really focus on the skill in terms of what's parents, if you're out there listening, really when you, as you look at helping to navigate your young people to what's next for them, focus on the skill. And if you focus on the skill, that will drive the vehicle in which you need to attain that skill. So it may not be that you need to go to a 4-year college. It may that you need to go to a community college and get a skill that's going to allow you to go and earn the money that you need to earn in terms of the quality of life that you can be committed to. But this focus on the skill and really align the skill to your passion and what you want to wake up and do every day. And Metro Community College can get that done for you. And then if you choose to do UNO, my son is an engineer, and so he went to University of Nebraska-Lincoln. My daughter went to University of Nebraska-Omaha. Informatics, one had a degree in informatics, bioinformatics, and one biosystems engineering. So it's that path, but I'm saying we got to put everything on the table, not that one is better than the other. Let's really try to mold and shape and customize something for the individual. And that's what's really what this is all about, is just how do we customize something for the individual, a path forward, a pathway. Right on? All right, that's enough of that. That's enough of that. We have so many, we talked about some of the events. One of the things I want to drill in on, if we could, eventbrite.com, Express Yourself, Omaha. I want to tell you, I want to do a deeper dive because I'm involved with that particular event. We're going to be giving away, there's going to be a giveaway of Louis Vuitton bag raffle that's going to take place for all the $10 once you get there. And that's going to be sponsored by a company called Status. They're located in Exarban Village area, Christy Ballard and Jermaine Ballard. But what's going to happen on Thursday, you can get your tickets there at Eventbrite. It's going to be a concert at the, go back to the damn bar. I love when people are like, the damn bar? What are you talking about, the damn bar? So they have a stage at the damn bar. And so we're going to have the very, very incredible singer, Ty Hakeem. You're going to listen, you're going to hear some Whitney Houston, Shaka Khan, Aretha Franklin. She's just all over the place, and it's just going to be a fun, festive event as part of all of the Native Omaha Days celebration. And as you can see there, it's sundresses, shirts, and hats. Sundresses, shorts, and hats. And there's going to be a contest for the best dress. Doors open at 6:30. The boat will leave. We'll start boarding the boat at 7:15. It'll leave at 7:30. We have a DJ for the ones that are not getting on the boat. There's going to be some fun, festive activities for you there. We got DJ on the ones and twos, DJ Show Guy on the ones and twos. Brown Sugar, that's Ty Hakeem's band with Thomas Wells on the bass, Keith Mills on the drums, Leland Mickles on the keys, and then they're doing a special feature with Ed Archibald. Ed Archibald will be doing some smooth jazz stuff, opening up, kind of getting we're on the riverfront. So this is going to be our Cancun or Bahamas, Jamaica, right here on the Missouri River. River City Star on July 29th. You can get your tickets also at LaFleur's Fashions on North 24th Street. And then also the African Farms store. That's 90th off 90th and Blondo. Just kind of south of the neighborhood Walmart there, right off 90th and Blondo. Great store, some awesome products there. And so that's the location. This is really for anyone that want to just come out and have a good time, be outside, and be in the midst of or amongst some beautiful people and beautiful music. Want to thank some of our sponsors: Cleanse the Beverage, Seals Consulting Company, Moving People to Action. My man Raheem and Jessica for your work there. Want to thank my man Tony Goins. I know you're going to be in the house he's the director of economic development for the state of Nebraska. CEO Smith is going to be an honored guest in the house. CEO Smith, thank you for all you do to impact this state as it relates to the Department of Health and Human Services. Rotella's Bakery, my man George Asaka is going to be in the house. I want to thank Rotella's Bakery for helping out. Marlon Okariki, he's a real estate agent. Thank you for being there. Also Deb Dagba, oh man, you are just a lifesaver. So thank you for what you do to help small businesses in terms of your business area of interest, startups, capacity building, all that good stuff. And then my man Raheem with your PPRP innovations and what you're doing to make a difference. Thank you guys. Thank all of you guys. Thank all of our sponsors for helping to lift and make this happen. So we're going to take a short break. We'll finish up with some other things going on. The Maha Fest is coming up. Playing with Fire. So stay with me. I'll be right back. Hey, welcome back to Heartland Focus. One of the things I must say, with the, we have, new year, new budget in terms of the mayor's budget. I haven't looked and seen what's in it, but I really, encourage the city council to do a deeper dive in terms of just what's happening as far as the spend in North Omaha. We gotta spend more money and put more resources in North Omaha. And we gotta work together. I know there was a big election with District 2, Ben Gray, and then you have now City Councilwoman Juanita Johnson. We gotta find a way to create some harmony for the common good of the people. That's in all these different disciplines and all these different seats. The mayor office got to work with the city council, Douglas County commissioners. We got to all work, and we got to keep the personalities on the side and look at why we're there, why people put you in office, and that is to represent them. Not so much yourself, but to represent them and do the will of the people. The will of the people. And so let's be, I'm not saying that we're not, but that's where I think we need to be focused more on the will of the people and what's going to be best for the common good of moving these areas forward. And there's been too much neglect in terms of North Omaha, and I just needed to say that. Sorry about that. No apology. I said it. Maha Festival is coming up, you guys. Some more fun. You can't tell me there's nothing to do this summer in Omaha, Nebraska. This place called The Good Life. Look at the lineup. I went last year. I want to commend their team for putting together an outstanding festival. But there's other things that look up Playing with Fire. They got things going on. There's just a whole array of activities for families. You're going to have the African Taste that's coming up. And so really, let's just do it in a safe way. We know we have this deadly variant that's still out there, COVID-19, and we got to be safe, you guys. We do not want to, hit the restart button and be back where we were last year as it relates to COVID-19. So let's practice. If you have not taken your shot, act like it. Don't be coming around folks and not taking precaution. Act like it. Because it's just, we don't know if you haven't taken a shot or not. So be responsible. Hey, that's all I have for this episode of Heartland Focus. Make today the beginning of your best year yet. Do your dance to your beat, to your rhythm. Don't let nobody tell you how to move or groove. Until next time, I'm your host, Tim Clark. Take the time to be good to yourself. It makes it so much easier to be good and take care of other folks when you take care of yourself. Right on? Let's do that. I'm out.